Do you know that 50% of part-time PhD students never actually finish their degree? This is a massive statistic considering how much energy and blood, sweat and tears go into a PhD. In this video, I will give you 5 practical strategies of how you can search for this mythical creature of work-life study balance so that you can complete your part-time PhD in the limited time and energy that you have available to you. Hi, my name is Jenny and I spent 8 years doing my PhD at the University of Cape Town part-time. Average part-time PhD lasts between 5 and 10 years. My point is, it's a really long time. Most important aspect of when you're thinking about strategies of how you're going to work on your thesis is also to consider which boundaries or which conditions these strategies are going to stay in place. This makes it clear to yourself before you're in a difficult situation about how you're going to decide and handle any challenges that you come across. For example, one of the strategies that I used while doing my part-time PhD was to rent out a shared office space. Now, before I actually signed the lease for the space, I also made it very clear to myself when I would continue the lease and when would I be like, okay, it's not worth it and I'll cancel the lease. By setting these clear boundaries or conditions or contingency plans, you're also setting yourself up to be very clear and conscious of when you're willing to sacrifice things and when you're not willing to sacrifice things. And this may be time, money, or energy, or just your sanity. While part-time PhDs are incredibly lonely, there are still always people around you, whether it's your co-workers at work, your family, or any study buddies that you might have from your research lab. Who are the people in your life that you need to either align with or who you can rely on in order for you to work on your PhD? And these people are really important, not because they're going to help you writing your PhD, but they're going to help you with everything around your life. So whether it's managing your home, or whether it's getting your work done at your day job, or whether it's just keeping yourself healthy and sane. And this is a huge part of being sustainable, because if you can have people around you supporting you in other areas of life, it definitely makes doing the PhD much easier. So you really want to focus on clear communication with these people who are on your team and really lean into their wisdom and advice. So if you're facing challenges, try and come up with solutions together with them, because then you're also going to have more buy-in from them. The next strategy I found really useful when I was really in the weeds of doing my PhD part-time. These are basically daily or weekly intentions where you really focus on an output that you want to achieve. So these might be things like replying to emails, submitting journals, very concrete tasks that have a very concrete output that you can then measure. And this really helps to, firstly, protect your deep work time, and secondly, give you the feeling that you're working towards your PhD during your work week without burning out. And this really helped me personally with my stress levels, because at least I felt like I was doing something towards my PhD. Biggest danger to your PhD is not a lack of intelligence. It is your own stress killing your soul. For there's nothing more important than getting a grip on your stress levels. And this is probably the hardest thing to do. And this is where I used my HRV measurement, where I found it really useful to track that. It was, of course, a huge shock when I started doing that, because my HRV was already so low compared to what it should be considering my gender and my age. But after that shock and disappointment, it was a really good measure of tracking so that I could then manage what I did the next day, and also focus on strategies to improve my sleep and therefore improve my HRV. So simple things like reducing caffeine, not drinking alcohol, drinking enough water, and really focusing on winding down before bedtime. Also found really useful was always to think about dying. And while this sounds really dramatic and morbid, which it is, it also put things in perspective for me. So the exercise is like this. Imagine yourself dying on your deathbed and think about back to the time that you're currently in. And would you regret what you're trying to achieve or what you're trying to accomplish with your time? So you're sacrificing things, you're sacrificing time with friends, you're sacrificing maybe time to work out and to relax and to enjoy life. You're sacrificing these things. But at the end of the day, you have a goal of completing this PhD. And then you just ask yourself, if I manage to do this PhD, if I am successful, would I regret sacrificing the time now? Or will I be satisfied or accepting that I sacrifice this time to work towards this really big achievement of doing a PhD? And this is more intuitive exercise, so listen to your gut and see what comes back to you. A lot of things are not rational, so if you don't think it justifies it, then it's a really good indication that you should maybe reconsider how you're doing your PhD or what you're sacrificing. So maybe you take a little bit longer, but you don't sacrifice so much. Or you say you're happy with how you're sacrificing the different areas of your life for your PhD, and you continue. And it's just checking in with yourself about, do your principles match your actions, matching the outcome? Because while it's always nice to have a doctor in front of your name, there's always more things to life, and you have to make sure that the balance is okay for you and you're okay with it. So there you have it, 5 strategies of how you can manage work-life-study balance while you're doing your part-time PhD. I hope you have a beautiful day. Look after yourself, and I'll go write some words on that thesis.